Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Carla Babb on Capitol Hill. The winds of change are blowing through Congress, and I'll have the details coming up.
And I'm Katie Klein. I'll show you an innocent man who spent 14 years in prison and tell you how a UNC program got him out.
In sports, we'll have the recap of all the electric men's basketball action you missed during winter break.
All that and how to get some use out of those gift cards you got for Christmas.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the January 17th edition of Carolina Week. I'm Alex Villarreal.
And I'm Kate Schoen. We ended last semester with a look at the candidates you chose in the midterm elections.
Let's start this semester with a profile of your new state representatives. We begin our four-part Carolina at the Capitol coverage with a look at Congressman Bob Etheridge, House Representative from North Carolina's 2nd District. Reporter Carla Babb joins us from Washington, D.C. Carla, how are people reacting to those changes in Congress? Alex, it's the start of the new term, and everyone I've talked to on Capitol Hill is filled with excitement. Carolina Week spoke with our representatives to find out what their plans are for this new Congress.
First up, Democratic Congressman Bob Etheridge, who represents North Carolina's District 2, including both rural farm areas and our urban capital city. Well, Congressman Etheridge, thank you so much for talking to us this week. And the Republicans became the majority party in '94.
Correct.
And you entered office in
'97.
So this is your first time being in the majority party.
It is.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Well, it's the first time I've been in the majority party here. The difference is now, and we've got to get it right. I remember having come here when you'd be shut out. And, everybody is elected from the same size district in America. And I think the system has an obligation to work.
As a Democrat, Etheridge is very excited about his party's 100-hour agenda for the House. Over the next couple of weeks, congressional Democrats will push legislation to increase the minimum wage, advance stem cell research, explore biofuel energy, and improve education.
This one is important to every American, especially students who are in college, is to cut the interest rates on college loans in half. They were raised by the majority a little over a year ago, totally unfair if you're a student.
In North Carolina, agriculture is also a huge issue, and you touched on the biofuels. Is there anything else that you're planning this term?
A part of the biofuels issue is an issue for agriculture because we're going to be writing a new farm bill this year.
This farm bill will provide incentives for farms, manufacturers, and service stations that grow, produce, and sell these fuels. Etheridge believes this bill will especially create more rewards for farmers.
Because at the end of the day, if we're really going to benefit in America, the people who produce it, our farmers and those on the farm, need to be able to benefit some from this.
Etheridge also wants to tackle the national debt, which has increased 50% since 2001.
That's why we passed last week a piece of legislation called Pay As You Go, which means if you want to have a tax break, fine. Find a way to pay for it.
And for those that doubt Congress,
well, I say just watch us. We're going to do the people's work. That's what they sent us here to do.
With all the changes in Congress, it should make for an interesting year. From Capitol Hill, I'm Carla Babb, Carolina Week. Thanks, Carla. We look forward to seeing how the new term turns out. And on Monday, we'll hear from Representative Brad Miller.
This week, UNC honors Martin Luther King Jr. with its 26th annual MLK birthday celebration. The celebration runs through Friday. There will be events and displays recognizing King's dreams of equality in America. Sophomore Donovan Livingston says King's words and works still inspire today.
I feel Dr. King's dream has been somewhat realized, but it won't be fulfilled until we achieve all that we want to achieve within ourselves.
On Wednesday, Harvard scholar Cornel West will deliver the keynote lecture at Memorial Hall. On Thursday, there will be a film festival starting at noon. And on Friday, there will be a musical performance celebrating diversity at 7 p.m. in the Great Hall.
You don't have to go to Soho to find a bustling art community. Just grab a map, call a friend, and round up the kids every second Friday for the Chapel Hill and Carborough Art Walk. The open galleries give artists a chance to discuss their photography, sculpture, and paintings with the public. Featured artist Philip Lopez says works can affect you in different ways.
A little encounter. A lot of times it's not immediate. Other times you can walk in, and some people may walk in this show and one painting is it.
Local citizens are signing on for a new arts movement called Culture Shock. The project is just starting, but organizers like John Wilner hope to see results within the first year.
If we can't find a way to financially support the local artists, they will leave, and that will change the quality of life in our community.
The Carborough Art Center will support Culture Shock, but a grassroots board of directors will run the events.
Campus elections are here again, and interest is mounting. Student government hopefuls met Tuesday night to put their names down as candidates for campus elections. A room full of potential candidates spent the evening learning campaign rules. Board of Elections Chair Jim Brewer says the long list of rules is there for a reason.
I think they are necessary, though. Obviously, you know, it's a big community, and everybody has a stake in what they're doing, and I think some of those rules are to prevent an abuse of the system.
Candidates can start their public campaigns next Tuesday for the February 13th election. We'll have election results that night on a special edition of Carolina Week. While most UNC students come back to blue heaven this time of year, one Tar Heel is traveling thousands of miles away. Carolina Week's Justin Smith says it's definitely not a vacation.
It's an unusually warm winter here in Chapel Hill, but UNC student Chris Music is packing for an even more tropical destination. Music is the only Carolina student currently volunteering in Khartoum, the capital of Sudan. Music left last Monday with other members of Raleigh First Baptist Assembly of God. The 15 church members want to build goodwill in North Africa while funding a school, a women's center, and an English language center.
It's kind of something that means a lot to me, and I don't know, I just like to see what God does when you travel.
Cost for the project are estimated at more than $2 million, but Music says a church member who wishes to remain anonymous has pledged $1 million if the church matches his donation. Expenses may be the least of the volunteers' worries. A long-running civil war has raged between Sudanese Muslims in the north and Christians in the south. Although churches send aid to the Darfur region, few churches volunteer in the more Islamic Northern Territory. Volunteering in a place where Christians are killed for their beliefs will be scary. Music had visa problems in October because of the danger, so he doesn't know what to expect.
So all I know is what I've seen on TV, so like Baghdad and Iraq, Iran, that kind of stuff. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, who gets to go to Sudan?
The group will return to North Carolina next week after spending nearly 2 weeks in the region.
Well, Music isn't the only one helping those in need.
Coming up, the story of one campus group that is helping to free innocent prisoners.
Plus, a look at the changes that are coming to the Franklin Street landscape.